Hello and welcome to WePC. My name is Jay, and in today's video I'll be reviewing the AOC AG493UCX. Monitors have been increasing in size and speed for years now, with the latest gaming monitors boasting impressive specs that provide new levels of immersion and fluidity. The AOC AG49 fits nicely into this category, sitting at an eye-watering 49 inches, yet still providing that quick 120Hz refresh rate alongside a low 1ms response time. So with plenty to go through, let's waste no further time and dive straight into the review, and as always we're going to start with the design. Now the first thing that strikes you about this monitor is just how expansive it is. Users that are familiar with the Samsung 49-inch G9 might think that these two monitors are the same, however that's not the case. The 1800R curve that comes on this monitor adds a ton of additional length to the overall design, making it much larger. That being said, it is an impressive monitor sporting all the premium features you could want from a monitor of this price point. The panel itself is a sleek shape with a matching V-shaped stand that is finished in a glossy gunmetal grey. The bottom bezel plays host to a brushed aluminium finish with the Aegon logo proudly displayed in the centre. Moving now to the rear of the monitor, and despite the size, this thing is actually quite thin by design. The rear of the panel is fairly basic, not really offering too much in terms of design features. There's no fancy RGB or anything going on, and Aegon's logo can be seen once again at the top of the stand, and honestly that's pretty much it for this monitor. Often with monitors of this size, build quality can be a little hit and miss, but that being said, the AG49 seems to be pretty rock solid. The most important factor with specifically a monitor of this size when it comes to build quality is the stand, and thankfully this offers a great stand. There's so many that don't, and it's completely metal by design and offers a robust and sturdy base for the panel to sit. Granted, there are some wobble issues, but overall the stand feels pretty good, and with a monitor of this size you're going to expect that anyway. As far as adjustments go, the AG49 is more versatile than you might imagine. With tilt, height and swivel adjustments, you'll easily be able to find the perfect viewing position with this display. The panel itself feels excellent and scored highly in our robustness test, especially the rear that houses the more vulnerable components of the display. There didn't seem to be any flimsy plastic used, with all fittings being well secured and tightly finished. Like most modern panels, the AOC AG49 comes equipped with an anti-glare coating with a matte finish, providing those excellent protection against glare during daylight hours. However, despite the panel coating doing a superb job of mitigating both man-made and natural light sources, it's always going to suffer from some sort of glare if near powerful light sources. It's just the nature of a curved display. The bezels on the AOC AG49 are dual stage and offer an almost borderless design. Whilst they aren't the thinnest we've ever tested, they are relatively thin when compared to the enormity of this display. The top and side bezels measure in at 11mm, whilst the bottom bezel measure in at 23mm. Unfortunately, and unlike other monitors within the Aegon range, this monitor does not come with a carry handle. Whilst we attributed this to the massive size of the panel, after doing some tests we concluded that it probably would have benefited from such a thing. Like many of the monitors within the AOC range, the AG49 offers a ton of input options, making this a great option for individuals that like to pair multiple devices to a single panel. Lastly, we have the OSD, and I often criticize AOC for having poor OSD controls, and unfortunately, that is the same with this monitor. AOC have actually implemented joystick controls on many of the newer panels, however that's not the case with this one, so thanks for that AOC. Thanks for making my life just a little bit harder each day. Underneath the bottom bezels, users will find 5 buttons that operate the OSD and its menus. Like other monitors that utilize a similar OSD system, actually navigating the OSD menus on the AG49 is like trying to unravel the mysteries of the universe. Navigation aside, the AG49 does offer plenty of performance-tailored options that make the overall viewing experience much more enjoyable. Whether you're looking to up the pixel response time via the overdrive/MBR settings, or just simply want to add a crosshair to your game, the AG49 really does offer most settings that you may want. Now, before we get into what it's like to game on this thing, please note that Charlie, our monitor specialist, has done a whole bunch of color accuracy, picture quality, and color gamut testing. Haven't you, Charlie?
Yeah, me.
The results of those can be found on our full review article in the description below. Now, the AOC AG49 surprised me when it came to competitive games, mainly because the 120Hz refresh rate wasn't nearly as sluggish as I thought it might be. Playing games like CSGO and Call of Duty actually felt pretty fluid. Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like playing on a high-end 240Hz gaming monitor, but it certainly wasn't a terrible experience. I didn't really experience that much smearing or trailing, with general gameplay feeling pretty smooth for the most part. We played around with numerous settings within the OSD, trying to find the perfect balance between picture clarity and responsiveness, but the menu soon became confusing, as previously mentioned, with various options becoming unavailable in bespoke situations. We tampered with the various overdrive settings to improve pixel response time, and medium seemed to be the best of both worlds, providing minimal overshoot alongside excellent picture clarity. Ultimately, I was surprised with how smooth competitive games felt, and thanks to modern games now widely supporting the 32:9 aspect ratio, finding a title to play wasn't a difficult process either. Moving on to some single player titles, and the experience was absolutely fantastic, providing a feeling of immersion that just simply can't be replicated by smaller alternatives. We cranked up the HDR and played Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which was a joy to experience. The thing is, with these monitors, your perceived field of view is massive on this 49-inch screen, providing a panoramic view of your surroundings that borders on the seriously impressive. The AG49 does offer HDR 400 certification, which is the base level VESA HDR, adding small amounts of detail to both dark and bright spots. As well as that 1800R curve, you really did feel connected to your world. The huge desktop real estate that this comes with allows you to multitask on a massive scale, all with the stunning picture clarity that comes with a 1440p screen resolution. So there you have it, our complete rundown of the AOC AG493UCX. It's just awkward, isn't it, to name them like that? The only real question left to answer is whether or not we feel that this panel is worth the cash. Well, for me, I can conclusively say yes, I think it is. Any of the newer alternatives usually retail for north of $1,000, making the AOC AG49 pretty good value for money. It currently retails at $899 and doesn't really do that much wrong. Whilst it might not go toe-to-toe with the Samsung G9 in terms of specifications, it certainly offers a ton of value for those that want the G9 experience, but at that reduced price. Thank you so much for watching. As always, links to the product will be in the description down below for you to go and check out, as well as a link to our full article where you can see those testing results that I previously mentioned. If you enjoyed the video, I would love if you could leave a like and subscribe if you are new to our channel. And if you hit that rectangle that's over there, that'll take you to another one of our videos that I know you will enjoy. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.